and welcome back to KOD Let's Talk English. I'm Lisa, and I'm so happy you're here with us today.
Hey everyone, I'm Tom. It's great to be here again with all of you. Lisa, how are you today? You look super cheerful.
I'm doing great, Tom. I just came back from my vacation, and I'm still full of good energy and happy memories.
That's awesome. I can totally see it on your face. You look relaxed and glowing. Where did you go this time?
I went to Switzerland. It was such a dream come true. The mountains, the lakes, the air, everything was perfect.
Switzerland? Wow, that sounds amazing. I've always wanted to go there. Tell me everything. How did you plan it? Who did you go with, and what did you do?
Sure. So I went with my best friend, Anna. We've been planning this trip for almost 6 months. We both love nature and beautiful scenery, so Switzerland was on top of our list. We started by looking for cheap flight tickets and a cozy hotel with a good view.
6 months of planning. That sounds serious. Did everything go as planned?
Mostly, yes. We made a list of places we wanted to visit: Zurich, Lucerne, and Interlaken. We also wanted to see the Alps, of course. When we arrived, it felt like stepping into a postcard. Snowy mountains, clear blue lakes, and little wooden houses with flowers on the balconies.
That sounds like a fairy tale. What was your favorite part of the trip?
It's hard to choose, but I think my favorite moment was when we took a train up to Jungfraujoch, which is called the Top of Europe. It's one of the highest railway stations in the world. From there, you can see snowy peaks all around. It was cold and windy, but the view was breathtaking.
Wow, that must have been incredible. Did you take lots of pictures?
Of course. I took hundreds of photos. The snow was shining under the sun, and it looked magical. But more than the photos, the feeling of standing there above the clouds was unforgettable.
That sounds so peaceful. I imagine it must have been a perfect place to just breathe and forget about everything else.
Exactly. And the people there were so friendly. Even though English isn't their first language, they tried their best to help us when we asked for directions or restaurant recommendations.
That's great. What kind of food did you try there? I've heard Swiss food is delicious.
Oh, yes. I tried fondue for the first time. It's melted cheese served in a pot, and you dip bread pieces into it. It was warm, creamy, and super tasty, perfect for the cold weather.
Cheese fondue? Sounds perfect. Did you try Swiss chocolate too?
Of course! How could I not? Swiss chocolate is so smooth and rich. I bought some boxes to bring home as gifts, but honestly, I ate most of them before coming back.
I can totally relate to that. I always plan to bring souvenirs home, but somehow I end up eating them or using them before I even pack.
Same here. Anyway, Tom, how about you? I remember you said you were planning a trip to Japan. How was it?
Yes, I just came back last week. Japan was incredible. I visited Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka, 3 amazing cities with totally different vibes.
That sounds wonderful. Did you go alone or with friends?
I went with my cousin David. We both love Japanese culture, especially the food and the history, so we decided to spend 2 weeks there.
2 weeks. That's a good amount of time to explore. How did you plan everything?
We started planning 3 months before the trip. We booked flights, searched for affordable hotels, and made a list of must-visit places. I also learned some basic Japanese phrases like konnichiwa for hello, arigato for thank you, and sumimasen for excuse me. It really helped.
That's smart. Locals really appreciate it when you try to speak their language, even a little. So, what did you do first when you arrived?
Our first stop was Tokyo. It's such a vibrant city, full of lights, tall buildings, and people everywhere. I visited Shibuya Crossing, which is one of the busiest intersections in the world. When the traffic lights turned red, hundreds of people crossed the street from all directions at once. It was crazy, but fun.
That looks like organized chaos. What else did you do in Tokyo?
We went to Akihabara, the area famous for electronics and anime culture. There were so many shops with bright signs, games, and figures. I also tried sushi from a conveyor belt restaurant. It was super fresh.
Oh, wow, that sounds so cool. I would love to experience that. Did you visit any temples or traditional places?
Yes, in Kyoto. Kyoto is very different from Tokyo. It's calm, full of history and traditional houses. We visited the Fushimi Inari Shrine, which has thousands of red gates called torii. Walking through them felt like entering another world.
That must have been magical. I've seen photos of that place. It looks stunning. Did you wear traditional clothes, like a kimono?
Yes, in Kyoto we rented kimonos for a day. It was such a fun experience. People on the streets smiled and took photos with us. I felt like I was living in a movie from the past.
That's adorable. What about the food? You mentioned you love Japanese food.
Oh yes, the food was one of the best parts. I had ramen almost every day. Each shop had its own special flavor. I also tried tempura, sushi, and matcha desserts. And I must say, convenience store food in Japan is surprisingly good. Even simple sandwiches tasted amazing.
I've heard that too. The Japanese convenience stores are famous for their quality. Did you have any funny or unexpected experiences?
Actually, yes. One day in Osaka, I accidentally entered a restaurant where no one spoke English, and the menu was only in Japanese. I tried using Google Translate, but it didn't work well, so I just pointed at a random picture and ended up with a giant bowl of octopus balls.
Oh no. But were they good?
Yes, surprisingly, yes. They were called takoyaki, and they were delicious, crispy outside, soft inside. It turned out to be one of my favorite meals.
Sometimes the best memories come from unexpected moments like that.
Exactly. Oh, and one more funny story. In Tokyo, I got lost in the subway because there were too many lines. I took the wrong train and ended up far from my hotel. But a kind old man noticed I looked confused and helped me find my way. He didn't speak much English, but he drew me a little map for me. It was such a sweet moment.
That's so nice. I love hearing stories about kindness while traveling. It reminds you that there are good people everywhere.
Absolutely. That's one of the best parts of traveling is meeting new people and seeing how kind strangers can be.
I totally agree. You know, Tom, after hearing your stories, I really want to visit Japan next time.
And I want to visit Switzerland. Maybe next year we can switch places. You go to Japan and I'll go to Switzerland.
Deal. But before we plan another trip, let's talk about something important. How do you usually prepare for a vacation?
Good question. I like to start with research. I read blogs, watch YouTube videos, and check the best time to visit. Then I make a list of must-see places and try to learn a few local words.
That's very organized. I usually start by setting a budget. I decide how much I can spend on flights, hotels, food, and souvenirs. That helps me avoid overspending during the trip.
That's smart. I should do that more often. Do you prefer to plan every detail or do you like to be spontaneous?
A bit of both. I like to plan the big things, like where to stay and major attractions, but I leave some free days to just explore and see what happens. Sometimes the best moments are unplanned.
Totally agree. When I was in Osaka, I randomly walked into a small street and found a local festival going on. People were dancing, wearing colorful clothes, and playing drums. It wasn't in my plan, but it became one of my favorite memories.
That sounds wonderful. Traveling really teaches us to be open and enjoy the unexpected.
Yes, and it also helps you learn about yourself, how you handle challenges, new situations, and meeting different people.
Exactly. Traveling is like a classroom without walls. You learn geography, culture, language, and even patience.
Haha, yes, especially when your flight gets delayed or your suitcase doesn't arrive on time.
Oh, that happened to me once. My luggage got lost for 2 days in Switzerland. I had to wear the same outfit and buy a few basic things. At first, I was upset, but then I realized it wasn't the end of the world. When the suitcase finally arrived, I appreciated it even more.
That's the traveler's spirit. Stay calm and keep smiling.
Absolutely. So, if you could give one piece of advice to someone planning their first trip abroad, what would it be?
I'd say don't stress too much about making everything perfect. Things might go wrong, but that's part of the adventure. Enjoy the journey, not just the destination.
That's a great tip. For me, I'd say talk to locals whenever you can. You'll learn so much from them, and they might show you places tourists don't know about.
True. And don't forget to take lots of pictures, but also take time to put your phone down and just enjoy the view with your eyes.
Yes, exactly. Sometimes the best memories live in your heart, not in your camera.
So true. I think both of our trips, yours to Switzerland and mine to Japan, were amazing in their own ways.
Definitely. It's so nice to share our experiences here with everyone listening. Maybe our listeners can learn some travel vocabulary and get inspired to plan their own adventures.
That's right. Traveling gives you stories to tell, and learning English helps you share those stories with people around the world.
That's well said, Tom.
Thank you, Lisa. And thank you, everyone, for listening to our chat today.
We hope you enjoyed this episode about vacations in Switzerland and Japan.
If you liked it, don't forget to follow our podcast, KOD Let's Talk English, for more fun and easy English conversations every week.
Yes, and feel free to share your own travel stories in the comments or messages. We'd love to hear where you've been or where you dream of going.
That's right. Until next time, keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep exploring.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.